You are.
Our August meeting of Public Works, Transportation, Public Facilities. Attendance wise, myself, Matt, Ray, Beth, Kathleen, and Seth. The supervisor and the two attorney are gonna be able to make it this morning. So we're gonna put off voting on the minutes until we're sure we have a quorum of people that were here from the last meeting. All right? So Ray, we'll start with you.
Okay, start with highway crews. As always, crews are working on resident requests, which is patching, basin repairs, small drainage projects. Anything that the residents call in and have concerns about. Them type of projects. We have been doing quite a bit of hot patch in between the rounds of paving. This is just us going around addressing potholes and areas that need to be patched up for the year. So you'll see crews all around town doing different stuff like that. The crews just finished up for the second time doing the landscaping over here on the 9 roads that we did on this side of town. A couple of the rainstorms we had, not necessarily Saturday, but even before that, washed out a lot of the landscaping. So they have just gone through and redone everything. We have a crew over there hydro seeding now. So hopefully that neighborhood will be buttoned up and all taken care of. Personnel. So
It'll be at the edge of the road, correct?
yeah.
Road edge.
Yep. So they go through and then not every property needs it, so they walk every road and fill in anywhere that there's a lip or a hazard along the edge of the road and camp it in and then hydro seed and rake it out, so. Number 3, personnel. So we currently have, or will have at the end of this week, 4 vacancies.
Going in the wrong direction.
Well, we've done extremely well we've gotten quite a few applications in and are still getting calls. I've turned in 2 applications to the controller's office for review and approval at this point. And I have had quite a few more interviews since then. And we'll hopefully have 2 more for the end of the month, so hopefully will get us at capacity. It has slowed us down a bit. It's been a challenge trying to do the projects and stuff like that and keep up with the mowing between the weather and being short. So bear with us, we have been making every effort, so
Better weather in August.
yeah. Number 4, parks crews. They've been mowing in the parks, town-owned facilities. This time of year, the rec program has occupied most of the parks in the town, so. That we just adjust our schedule to that, so we're not mowing around the kids. Nothing out of the ordinary for that. We have a few highway workers and the parks crew's been starting the repairs here at Town Hall out in the front on the patio.
Good.
It's going well. Say them added bodies will help us speed things along, but we are making headway, so. Number 5 is yard waste. Trucks are on schedule. Picking up in assigned zones 1 through 4. Again, you can check the website for the days if you're new to this or what's accepted and what isn't. Probably next month we'll be working on the fall pickup flyer with some dates and just an update on, when the regular pickup goes back to random. It's just kind of a foresight of, when loose brush will be, so. That should be coming out next month. Uh, Town board resolution tentative is, the hiring of grounds maintenance workers. Like I said, I had 2 in for review. Hopefully I'll have a couple more in for, the end of the month, town board meeting. So paving, the town has been working on the second round of roads, which is, Oakmont, Holiday, over in that area. Like 6 streets over there that are being done. So we're looking at, not next week, the week after is our tentative date. I believe it's the week of the 14th. But that all has to do with weather and the contractor coming in. So on our end, we're done. Basins are done, road cuts are done. Manholes, water valves, everything's been done by our crews, just like over here. So
We're ready.
another good shout out to, our departments. For their dedication in getting that done. A lot of work has been done over there. And then we'll move on to the next few roads, so. The time in between will give us a little bit of time to get caught up on some just regular stuff that we'll be doing, so. Number 8, disc golf and low mow, as always, we've been mowing, the small areas for disc golf and. Haven't had any update from Roy, but I'm sure he's been out there. I'm quite sure he's been out there, but.
Yeah, one from him last month.
Yep, last month he gave a very, very good report, so. Number 9, the sweeper. The town sweeper is circulating the town for the second time. And working with, of course, the paving crews, so. You see it around.
Did you get any calls from the storm?
We did.
And
Yeah, I was gonna touch base on that. So we had quite, not a lot of calls, but we did have some calls on Saturday. Due to the heavy rains. I can tell you that any location that I went to that was overwhelmed with water, wasn't a backup or a problem. The systems were full at capacity and within, 40-45 minutes of the rain ending. They subsided, they subsided slowly, but out of all the places I went on Saturday, we didn't have any malfunctions of the system. No debris but we've been really actively cleaning our end cages, our end sections and inspecting them on a regular basis because of what the storms have been producing, so. And these were a lot of our normal spots, and like I say, it wasn't a matter of any maintenance issues or anything. They were all full. And we had a few that we don't ever get calls, a couple outside of our normals. So it was just an overwhelming rain. And like I said, everything subsided and went down after that, so.
were there some places where you had to go out and pick up and clean up stuff that got left in the road? Gravel and whatever?
There was a couple of the wooded cages, the big culverts, we found cushion off of a chair, a garbage can stuck in them. I don't know how they got there because they're in the woods, but they were there. But for the most part, no. They've been pretty clean. So, but like I say, any day we get a rain day where we can't do patching or whatever, we're won't adhere to the road, we send guys out to do that type of, we really amp that up, so. Obviously, it's making a difference.
Yeah.
So. Clark was collecting pictures from some of the concerns their office had gotten about the flooding, but to my knowledge, nobody was impacted. I think it was more of a concern thing, so we're sending over some pictures of the stuff that we have, and I know Clark was collecting them just as a, kind of a point of reference, so thank him for that. Open discussion, so a couple of the parks projects, between multiple departments, River Road is moving forward. From the playground to the pavilion to the parking, so all that stuff is tentatively to start this month of August. Paving of Avon Crest, which was part of the SAMS grant, is also should be August, early September. So we're starting these projects and hopefully can get them through in a timely manner and get that stuff done.
I just had one thing to say. I want to thank Ray and his guys for clearing the path so I can get internet up to the pavilion by the rec center.
You're welcome, sir.
Good.
Does anybody have anything for me for open discussion? And I will note, we just got done with, we had one set of stuff on Auctions International. So we had 3 items up on sale for auction. The old bus brought $8,100 to go back into the general fund. Quite a bit higher than what our expectations were, from our research of looking for buses when we were without one. So we did okay there. So like I say, 8,100 to the general fund. We had an old cement mixer and one pickup truck that was replaced, and this one was scheduled for surplus. So between them 2 items, we got $15,080 to be returned to the highway fund.
Yes. Great.
And we have also, I'll give you that. We also have a new group of stuff on that we just put on Monday, so there's another round of stuff on Auctions International. Stuff arrives. We strip these down and get them cleaned up and get them on auction. So hopefully we'll get a good return on this stuff, so. Good. Not always spending it. I bring it back once in a while.
Best that you get. All right, Matt, it's your turn. As we said earlier, the minutes, we're gonna do those at our next meeting, so those that have a forum, we're gonna the prior meetings. And start with you, attorney items. Elena is not here. I don't know if you have any updates on that.
I don't, other than the building permit associated with this work has been approved. I'm just waiting to follow up, legal work, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. It comes back to only that, and it seems like just getting the 2 sides coordinated, signing it.
Okay.
When she's ready, we'll put it forward for a resolution, hopefully this month. Water and sewer maintenance. I'm gonna leave it on there until we hear back from the dealer. On purchase at least 2, possibly 3 pickup trucks off of the undecided bid. I only did, we're stuck between the years, 2023, 2024 models, and I'm waiting for the pricing to come out. So once we have that, then we can report on it, but the dealer just saying they're waiting for information from Dodge. So hopefully, they promised it last week again, and so keep it on there until I get it, because it's not going to be a very long process once we have the numbers. So turn it around and send it to the board for approval.
Okay.
Next one is to appoint a maintenance worker for the water and sewer maintenance crew. Further down on the agenda, there's a item for appointing a plant trainee at the water plant. One of the crew members on the water and sewer crew is interested in moving to the water plant, becoming a trainee at the plant. And so that would open up the position on the water and sewer maintenance crew. So I have some applicants already, and then done some interviews, and I have an interview tomorrow morning at 7:00. I should have a date prior to the meeting.
And just so that you're aware, we had requested the certification of eligibles from civil service for that position. We did canvass the entire list and got one negative response and no other responses, which is reflecting what we've just been seeing this year.
Right.
So
that's
so we did, yeah, we sent that back certified to civil service so that they realized where we were with that process, and they gave us the go ahead to then hire outside of the list as we had exhausted the list.
good. All the rules.
Yes, sir. Always.
And just a little summary of the work that the crews are doing. Now that the highway work is, the first round is finishing up. We're jumping back to our seasonal washing of sewers, looking valve repair, replacement on the water system. And we've had a few more than normal numbers of water breaks, which put out our pressure loggers out in the systems, try to identify what could be happening. So that's taken up some of the crew's time as far as doing repairs during the summer when normally you wouldn't be getting as many breaks.
Great, I've noticed that also. So what are you finding with the pressure monitors?
We're just starting to get the data in now.
Okay, because I know you and I talked about, the ones on River Road, possible things going on at the facilities there that might be
Yeah.
causing some inrush or.
Yeah, there's some very large users on River Road, and changes in their operations can cause. And I'm not,
No,
we're just looking for possible solutions, and also we're seeing too, we've had a lot of power. Those all the storms we've been having to, that can affect pumps, so the pump gets kicked off. Even just for a couple seconds, that sends a shockwave through the system. So we're looking at that as well. I don't want to say anything without the data, but it looks like it's improving, whatever the issue was. So I can report back next month if we have any information.
Something happening because we have an increase in pressure in our system.
No, it may just be, once you have one break, it could cause other breaks to happen because it causes a shock in the system. And there may be an underlying issue that is ready to go, and that shock wave that went through because of the previous break could sort of go down the line and cause an issue. But that seems to be leveling off, and I think, I don't want to forecast, but I think things are improving.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Utility billing, the first quarter corporate reconciliation, we had some late payments last month. So we had to pull that so that everything could be calculated and added to the information for the resolution. I believe everything's ready to go for that. But that, like you mentioned, late payments, we still have some issues with some of our large customers providing information and payments on time. And that's, so the reconciliation is ready to go, but the second quarter warrant, I have it down as tentative because we are still waiting for one of our large users to provide flow data. And that compounds, because then that delays, we'll set up bills, and then if they just pay the bill and it sends the information on time, which we think would be easy. So we're getting on that case again, and hopefully they should be ready for the resolution.
Do we charge fees for late payments on this?
Well, late payments typically, late data coming back to us, not necessarily, because as long as we can get the data for the bills, before we get the warrants, so the bills can go out. So it just delays that process. Wastewater treatment plant, update on the organic waste program. We're still taking in fats, oil and greases. That's what we were approved for by DEC. We'd like to expand that to broaden the types of waste that we can bring in. We initially had the initial approval in concept with DEC, and then we just provide them the data to get the final approvals for those other waste streams. So that's the next item is awarding a technical support contract with Barton Wood Udis. They've done all the preliminary work to this point, and I just wanted to give them the green light to go ahead and finish the work, get the information to DEC, so it gives us even more types of waste that we can bring in to the best support the operations of the plant.
All right, I think we should do that. You and I discussed that and seeing if we can move it, if we can get them to help us get over that.
Yeah, and the flexibility that would give us would help us greatly.
Yes.
Because
And just to, we're starting the budget process and it's a concern because we're not quite pulling in what we thought we would be by now.
Thanks to the state slowing it all down. So let's make that list as extensive as we can.
that's the intent, and I want to get all the potential varieties out there included in this study, so that when the waste stream becomes available, we can say yes. Come here and not piece it out a little bit one at a time.
Everything you can think about it.
That's what we're doing. And we had money that we did have in a engineering services line
Right.
that we have not touched this year. And I'll let you know. for sure that.
That was with the ESG, which we stopped. So, okay, good.
Next item is an opening for a plant mechanic and truck driver, equipment operator position at the wastewater plant. We've had quite a bit of difficulty filling this position. The civil service description and the I guess starting pay it doesn't give us a lot of applicants. We've advertised and got some sending ads to NYREA, New York Rural Water. We put it in the Times Union, the Gazette, and then also went to the Indeed. We have the sign out on Route 7, and I still have not had one. I've had a couple good applicants, and then during the process, they're talking back and forth on what the job is and how much it pays. They've declined to come in during these.
And one of the things we did actually work with civil service to make some adjustments to the job description, because it was requiring people to come in with a CDL. We got that changed so that they can come in and then qualify within a period of time for the CDL, just to try to open that pool of applicants. I really think from my conversations with Matt that our biggest problem right now with this, quite honestly, is our pay scale. So, thank you. Because this type of work right now is in high demand everywhere. And most companies pay a lot higher than municipalities do. So that's.
You know, but a lot of those employers don't have the benefits and.
That's a very true statement, and we have been working hard to explain the value of the benefits, the healthcare and the retirement system and pay time off. Unfortunately, we're not making a very strong case yet, I think, is our problem.
Yeah, the pay scale is on par with the water and the maintenance worker
Right.
position. But people come in and they look at either the maintenance worker position or the mechanic's position,
Mhm.
and they look to see the maintenance worker position is entry level. Then within a year, they can come to water and sewer maintenance worker. Then there's potential for water and sewer 2, and then senior. So there's an upward mobility there. Whereas mechanic, it stays at that grade the entire career.
Mhm.
And so people, and then we on top of that, we say we need 2 years of experience, and people come with experience and they want more money because they have the experience working with industrial equipment and mechanics. Come in and they make more. I mean, diesel mechanics and other mechanics out in the automotive world, they qualify for this position, but they're getting paid more on the outside.
So do we have flexibility in that, or how are we gonna?
Not currently, because we have to get an MOA with a union in order to change the pay scale for that position. So that's something I think we need to have some additional conversations on how to approach that.
So you could find somebody that might have the right skills, you're saying 2 years experience or whatever, but the salary level we offer to begin with isn't really commensurate with that experience.
We had one applicant that was very close to being hired. And we were willing to put him midway up on the steps, but then that only gave us so many years, and then he would stop advancing. You know, he would exhaust all the steps, yeah. And it was a person that was towards the end of their career, so he had previous time in the New York State system. So a 5-year stint here would have been fine, but it was just the numbers wouldn't work out. It would have taken him two to almost 3 years to make the money that he wanted, that he was currently making now. So we're gonna keep trying.
Okay,
We're willing to do as much in-house training as necessary to get someone on board. But it's just tough to try to run a facility and not have someone with mechanical skills that would just be doing that work.
yeah,
Instead of trying to run all the equipment and then, you know, keep permit conditions and the plan. It's just, we had this position for years, and the person who had this title didn't want to be an operator, so he was happy where he was. But not finding that pool of people now, it's no longer working.
all right, well, keep trying.
We won't. What else? Water plant. Just an update on the upgrade project. We are transformer pad work and electrical work is done, with the exception of the transformer itself and the wires that National Grid will pull with that transformer. We're just waiting for them to come in within the next month or so, hopefully, with the generator or with the transformer. And then that work will be complete. We've done some switching over of the controls at the Norton pump station. That took place earlier this week. And then next week, probably Tuesday night, overnight, we're gonna do a shutdown of the Water District 3 pump station and change out the controls there. That should be done within probably about a 6-hour period with the water pumps off, but the tanks being full. So that's the reason for doing it at night, because consumption is much less tonight. Once again, the guys at the water plant and guys in the water district who are helping out immensely with that project, getting the costs down, getting first-hand knowledge of what work is being done so that they know when in the future when they have issues. It's not just something that was just handed over to them and their hands in it. Our new chlorinators are online. That was part of the upgrade. And we just continue to chip away at the project. The electrical gear is slated to be in soon, so that's a little bit quicker than we thought. We were initially thinking it would be to next year, but that would be helpful. Once the transformer is set, then they can do that one. To mention the appointment of the plant trainee earlier, someone from our water crew wants to come down and work at water plant. Everyone's happy with that decision. It's great to see someone from within our own ranks moving to another position. The independent contractor agreement. We currently have 2 of our former operators that have this agreement with the town. They come in, they do hourly. They work on the weekends, help spread out the on-call time, the rotation for the plant. The former chief operator is now at a couple of years of retirement, is now ready to come back and wants to be available for that. We're not necessarily asking for more expenditures, just spreading it out between different people. And he's perfectly fine with taking the same rate that we're paying the other 2 people. It happens to be 2 years older or more, so it's a win now because it saves us money.
Yeah.
Plus,
Back up and have people that can come in when you need it.
and we may also, if we have run into a pinch with a shortage down there, we might be able to pull him in for a couple hours over there. That's the intent for that. And then recycling center, the transfer station, Kathy has everything set as far as the shredding event on October 21st. The only thing is, we're still waiting for confirmation from the shredding company where it's going to be. We've always had it here, but it will end up being here, but they just haven't confirmed that it's here. They still keep putting the wrong address down. But it's either
Make
here
sure
or
it goes to the right.
Yeah, well, if he shows up there even on the same day, he's gonna realize when there's nobody there, which has to come across town.
What's the fellow's name? It's the same guy, I'll think of it.
Yeah, he's a great guy though. Yes. Yeah, so that's the only thing. And then, E-Waste is, still waiting for confirmation from them whether or not they'll allow us to take TVs and additional electronics on that day as well. It's just, it's not at our transfer station, it'll be here. They had no issue in the past, but, I just wanted to get it in writing, that they're willing to do that.
So we're gonna have a dumpster for that day.
That's the goal. The shred event is definite. The e-waste is, I would say, 95% firm, but I want everybody to really advertise.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. Get confirmation this week and then advertise.
Okay.
That's all I have.
What, speaking about that event, I know Michelle used to be there because there was money being taken, but now we're not gonna be doing that, right? Because e-waste, are we gonna then be checking ID, some sort of driver license or something, so that we know that we're getting stuff from the town? She was doing some of that, but obviously with money for the electronics. Just order our thoughts about that.
But we could have someone do that. It wouldn't necessarily have to be the clerk's office, because there's money involved with
No.
that.
You could have anyone.
I just think that that's a good idea, the business, providing the service for the town residents. That's where. Okay,
I have down there September 7th, the next meeting.
September 7th. Should be fine. Anybody got a problem with that?
I'm here for you, but
This has to be. All right, September 7th it is. Anybody have anything else from that? All right, I'll accept a motion to adjourn the meeting.
a second.
All those in favor? Opposed? All right. Very good.
Let's do this more often.